What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Apple Juice for Two. We are coming at you today with another exclusive interview. Today we are joined by the Mr. Miles Baguette.
What's up?
What's up? Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it, man. Isaiah and Brevin are not here. Their absence has been marked, and they are this close. Let me tell you that. Isaiah was late last time.
Was he?
It was this tardy slip, but he's been slipping up.
I don't know. Might have to add me to the show permanently. Let's see how this one goes.
For sure. Well, thanks for coming today, man.
Sure. Thanks for having me. I mean, my first podcast ever, so
nice. That's always a compliment. We like to hear that. Yeah. Freaking. So you are from New York originally, right? And you're about to go back up.
Yeah, I'm born and raised in New York. Came down to Charleston for school. I like it. I love it sometimes. I don't know if I can stay down here. It's definitely a fun time, but
it's a love-hate thing.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people come down here and they coming from smaller places, they love it. But people come from bigger places, kind of take what they want from it and move on. But
exactly. Fun. And that's what makes the people who are from small places want to come, is the people who come from big places.
Definitely a fun city though.
Yeah, it's I was born and raised in Maryland and stuff, and then came here. So, I think long term, maybe not the thing, but so is that how Charleston came into your life though, coming to college here?
Yeah, I was applying to a bunch of schools in New York. I was thinking about playing basketball out there. Nice. And then they kind of gave me like a study abroad option. I was like to go to London. I was like, London? Like, you kidding me? So I was like, yeah, I gotta go.
That makes sense.
Came back here and I was like, this place not that bad. A little, not what I expected. I didn't really realize how much I was like privileged I was living in New York with like all these different types of like cultures and shit, but like I still had a blast here.
It can be limiting here, like the scene for things that you want to see, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad I came though. I wouldn't redo it in any other way.
No, I think it's definitely at least growing a lot, you know what I mean? But so what about COC appealed to you? Just like the fact that you could go study abroad with it?
Yeah, that and the ratio. Oh,
yeah, dude. No, listen, I understand. Okay, when I was first moving down here with my family, I was like 12. You know what I mean? And I remember like the realtors or whatever that were showing my mom houses and stuff was like talking to us, me and my younger brother, who are like children, and like, and at the school there's way more girls than boys, so you guys are gonna love it down here.
Not even close. I've never seen shit like this. Like, I'll go to my friends' schools up north and like they'll have parties and stuff, and like they'll get lucky if it's like a 50-50 split. But like here, I'm like,
it's wild for sure. Yeah. So I have to ask this question. This is the question everybody wants to know. Where did the baguette idea come from?
I wish I had a straight answer. I'm not gonna even lie. I kind of, depending on who's asking, because like it wasn't just one place. Like depending on who's asking, I kind of give them a different side of the story. It's not a lie; it's a different part of it.
Yeah. So it's kind of evolved over time a little bit.
Like I got called Baguette for the first time. I feel like I went to Paris one time with my friends over like spring break when I was studying abroad, and like I was just munching on baguettes like heavy. Like, I don't know why the baguettes out there were like they got crack in them or something, and I was grubbing the hell out of them. I think they were like Miles Baguette, and then I was like, okay, like it's kind of stupid. And then at that same time, Gunna dropped his like album or whatever, and he was like Flawless Baguettes. So I changed my PlayStation, and I was like Flawless Baguette, and I was getting called Flawless Baguette by like my friends and stuff.
And then it just clicked.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what, Miles Baguette, and then ended up graduating, and at graduation they even said Miles Baguette.
No fucking way. That's awesome. Because I was looking through like your story highlights, and I wasn't sure. Maybe Baguette's like his real last name or something. And then I saw you had an actual loaf of bread, Baguette, and I was like, maybe this is it's kind of a shtick thing, but it works well.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty unique. I don't really know any people with.
We need more food themed, like stage names or whatever.
Yeah, I wanted somebody named Croissant. I want to get the whole entire bakery going, but we'll see.
Chrissy Croissant.
That would be hard.
Yeah.
That's a lie.
So you've recently said that you are now an Apple Music dude.
Yes.
What finally made you dump Spotify? Or is that what you dumped?
I never even touched Spotify. Okay. I was in a bar with my girl, and we were just chilling, and like she was like humming some song, and I think she remembered one lyric, and she typed it on Spotify trying to find it, and I typed it in, and I found it in Apple Music in like 9 seconds, and I was like,
yeah.
Apple Music till I die. I don't want to hear it. Argue with your parents. I don't want to hear it on this side.
It just takes one time.
That's all it took.
Exactly.
I don't listen. I know this is going on Spotify, but
well, this is also going on Apple Podcasts.
Okay,
So
true.
rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts if you're hearing this.
5 stars.
Well, so your I Heart Gaslighting shirt has done like really well. A lot of people wear it and love it.
Yeah, it's like before, where's the camera? I'm not a gaslighter. I don't. It's just a shirt. I know people like attention, and what brings more attention than a shirt that says "I love gaslight," you know?
Right.
And I feel like it's kind of a statement piece. I had like when I first like sent them out, I was getting DMs from like a bunch of high school students saying stuff like, "Oh, like a bunch of girls came up to me and said they loved the shirt. Like no one ever talks to me, and they came up to me saying they loved it." I did it literally for that reason, just to like start a conversation, because I feel like if you wear stuff that's gonna talk, you don't even have to talk. Like it'll bring people to you.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, freaking like it seems like that's kind of just a part of our like humor as our generation. It's like just the irony of being over the top. Like no one loves gaslighting, you know what I mean, or whatever. Like, and so it's just like, okay, you seem funny or have a funny sense of humor.
Exactly. That's why I feel like I'll wear very ironic stuff. Like I just bought a Fortnite shirt. Nice. I mean, I rock with Fortnite. You know, don't get me wrong. I'll crank 90s, but I don't really. I don't jack it as like my religion. But I have a shirt that says like I love Fortnite, and I'm gonna wear it to the club with a blazer over it and some Rick Owens, because why not? You know.
Dude, that's gonna be the next thing we see at the Met Gala is Fortnite merch over like a sport
Balenciaga collabed with them. I mean, I feel like they knew.
We're close. We're close to that.
We're getting there. We're getting real close.
Well, so how did the idea come about? Did you have it like by a conversation of a friend, or were you just like trying to think of something ironic like that?
How did it come about? I think actually no. There's a kid named, I'm actually shut him out, Bailey Spring Summer 02. He had a shirt that said "I love gatekeeping," or he talked about releasing it.
Nice.
And then that made me think, and I was like, yo, low key, like it was like girl boss gatekeep gaslight, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna make a gaslight shirt. And then like I made one. And I wore it in a video, and people were like, yo, I need that. And then I posted it, and then I'm like, I'm gonna have a release day for it. And I released it the first time, and people bought it like more than I thought. But I did it in like, it was like the first time I ever released clothing, so I made like no money. I actually lost money on it because I didn't charge for shipping. I thought I was like being a saint, and I was giving like a bunch for free to like people.
We actually did the same thing with our merch, merch sales. Yeah.
I mean, the first time is always the toughest.
Yeah. And
then I went back the second time, and I was like, I'm gonna do the shipping personally, and like I set it up, I went to sleep, woke up, like 200 people bought it in like overnight, and I had finals coming up, so I had to be the one who shipped it all. And like it was through Etsy, so if you don't ship it in a certain amount of time, then they refund them, and I had to basically cut it off because like I literally can't ship all of them by myself. So
dang, well that's crazy. You were talking earlier about like making a statement with the design or whatever, and I was gonna ask you, like, how do you think like clothing design and fashion have been like used in culture to make statements or like as a vehicle for change?
I mean, I feel like with high fashion, like especially like Balenciaga and stuff, they kind of take current events, how they had like the runway at the stock exchange because of all like the problems with the stock market and how it's crashing and stuff.
Okay.
But I feel like on more like a literal level, I feel like it's kind of the opposite of what H&M and like what Forever 21 are doing. They'll have like all these quotes like smile, live, laugh, love. And now people want like the polar opposite. People literally want dry, just dead ass. Yeah. I love gaslighting. I don't like stuff that's just straight up.
Yeah, because like it feels like you're being marketed to really hard when people have like that I love or whatever, I'm always smiling shit.
Yeah, like I don't know, it's kind of fading out. I mean, trends go and come.
Yeah.
But
I was also going to ask you, like, how do you think trends start? Or, like, maybe in other words, like, what is a life cycle of a trend, in your opinion?
Life cycle of a trend? I feel like a major event. I feel like pre-pandemic, we had one kind of vibe going on. During the pandemic, people got really, I feel like even fashion-wise, it got really norm. Especially, I know, like, a lot of, like, workwear became very popular when working wasn't even a thing. Like, when people were out of work, people started wearing workwear, Carhartt, all that. I feel like now that that's out, people are starting to put more colors into stuff, even though they're going back to work. I feel like whatever major event happens, a trend will follow, and then it'll live and die within its cycle.
That's interesting. I didn't even think about it like that, but some event causes a culture to express themselves in a certain way or whatever as a result of that. Do you try to stay on top of trends just so you know what's like going on in the world of fashion, or like that just not interest you at all? Or
I mean, I feel like taking parts in trends are like, I feel like it's great because like you can put your own spin on things, on like something that everyone's kind of trying to do, but you have your own kind of side to it type thing. But I feel like breaking away from trends is always cool too. I mean, like I remember when like the dad shoe was like super popular.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't gonna touch a Fila, but I did when a Balenciaga Triple S, and I feel like people wanted to hop on the trend, but they didn't want to. I don't know. Trends are weird. It depends on the trend. I feel like I can't really.
They're kind of just like out there for you to do what you want with them, basically. I guess, and then they come and go.
Don't take them literally, but
the people I guess who take them literally is how they end up dying. You know what I mean?
They're not fun anymore when you're cookie cutter with them and stuff.
Yeah, like and when they end up in H&M stuff.
And that's what it is. But you look at Balenciaga silhouettes, you go to H&M, you go to Forever 21, it's the same shit, and then that makes it kind of boring.
Yeah, exactly. It just makes the value of it.
Yeah, it just goes down. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, so when did your like love or passion for fashion start?
In high school, I was like a sneakerhead. Like I knew every Jordan, all that. Like I went to Sneaker Con. And I feel like a lot of people started like that, like hypebeast through like Supreme and watching like Supreme unboxings. But then you kind of grow out of that. You can't be like 22 years old wearing a big box logo waiting outside a Foot Locker.
Yeah, that's true.
So you kind of find other ways, and then you kind of step back and really observe it. But I feel like it really popped up when I studied abroad, like going to a bunch of countries and seeing how like different cultures dress and stuff, but they still kind of kept like some staples in it. Like when I went to Amsterdam, they all layer their pieces like perfectly, like the way their cuts and the silhouettes go like on this. I'm like, I want to do that, but then I want to take like some of the way like how in Paris they wear leather pants with a soccer jersey and it looks clean. So like I don't know, I would see a bunch of different things and I want to bring it all together. And then other times I want to wear and1 shorts and elite socks on the weekends, and you can just throw it all together. And so I feel like having your own style isn't even a style. I feel like you just gotta be open minded. I feel like locking yourself into it's just weird.
I feel like that's a great way of thinking about it, because like being open to things that inspire you to try to put things together and make your own thing about it, not just being like closed off. Because that's how it just kind of gets shitty.
Exactly. And a lot of people will like come at you like, oh, like you're still wearing CDG Converse like in 2022. Like, yeah, I bought them. I'm gonna wear them. I might not wear them the same way I wore them back in 2017 when everyone had them on, but like it's still something that I purchased, and I'm still gonna like. I like cancer culture, whatever. Like I wearing
it's
stuff
part
that's
of your
added style.
Closet. Yeah, that's another part about it, like the whole sustainability thing about it. Like, how important do you think sustainability is in the fashion industry?
I think that's why I think it's super important. I like how thrifting is becoming like more.
That's true.
Yeah, more basically common. I feel like even people who don't need to thrift are thrifting more, looking for pieces that no one has because fast fashion is too fast. Yeah, and thrifting is allowing people to be like, let's slow it down. You don't have this and you can't get it, and people just want what other people can't have. So I feel like
it's almost like a treasure hunt, and people like, because I've seen like pop-up consignment shops or whatever, and people are selling like Disneyland shirts from Goodwill for like $80 or some shit like that. It's like I think it's good for them. It's cool that there's a market out there for that,
especially with like vintage tees. Like I've seen some vintage. Oh, it's single stitch, bro. I'm not paying $300 for an X-Men shirt. I don't care who's on it. Like I'm not gonna do that.
There was probably some old dude that was wearing that before he donated it.
Exactly.
Getting Cheeto dust all over it and shit.
Yes. Or worse, and they just throw it out and they pick it up. Can't do that.
That could get really bad if you take that thought experiment too far. So what do you have any like favorite fashion, like it seems like a lot of your inspiration comes from traveling and which is interesting in itself, but is there any like one person maybe or one movement that really caught your attention or like lit your fire?
Well, I feel like I got into fashion before TikTok, but a lot of TikTokers that I follow, like my boy Black Hoodie, Javon, his fits are crazy. He's always pairing up crazy things. Nice. A guy named Julian on TikTok, he's always making and cropping stuff. But like TikTok will just help me find a community. Like I didn't really have, like my friends are into fashion, but on like a different side of it. But I feel like it really,
you found the niche.
Yeah, you find a niche on TikTok. like I never posted on TikTok. I went on once, posted one video, it went viral, and then I kind of wanted to build my own community to it. But I feel like my real, like even before TikTok, like my real love for fashion started with just like random women on my For You page. And I'm like, damn, that shit looks cold. Even though I'm a guy, like,
Yeah.
there's some girl named Mary Lou Dulliver, and like her Instagram page, it would just fit like different parts of fits, and I just fell in love with it. And I was like, bro, I want to make my Instagram like that. Like,
Yeah.
if you look at my old Instagram, it's all white backgrounds because of her, because I literally thought that she ate. Like, I was like, bro, I need that.
Yeah, women have just like more license or like acceptability license to like really go crazy or express themselves more with clothes and shit. So you definitely get to see really good stuff, mostly from women. I feel like, you know what I mean?
And it was at a time where like Instagram was very like cookie cutter, like it was a damn fashion show, and like everything had to be perfect.
Yeah.
And she was just posting pictures of like her laid up like in like just socks.
Yeah.
But like they make the socks look aesthetic.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, bro, like that shit looks hard.
How you doing that? Yeah.
Like I just started posting more, and the more you post, the more you get criticism. And
dude, for real, yeah, putting yourself out there is basically just feeding yourself to the dogs in a sense. But so you got you know, you had a viral TikTok. What was that TikTok about? Or what was it?
I've had a few viral, some good, some bad.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. There was one that I've gotten like canceled for, whatever. But yeah, so what was your first one?
The first one, I was drunk one night and I posted a TikTok of some girl who I kind of dragged the story a little. She kind of just, we stopped talking. We like went on a few dates. We stopped talking, and I posted a TikTok of us hanging out. And the next TikTok was just her leaving me unopened on Snapchat, and I just posted it, whatever. Dude. Next day, it would like had like 40K, and I was like, "Oh,
those do really well."
Yeah, it was like random, and then I started posting random TikToks to the point where it was just basically my Snapchat private story was my TikTok, and I would just post that all the time. And then I started just talking to the phone, and then I feel like if I built a community of people who just like the shit that I say, then I don't really have to go down a direct path of being a fashion TikToker, because I feel like if I ever want to break away from fashion, people aren't gonna like follow me because they're only here for my fashion. So I was like, I need to make it more about me. So like no matter what direction I want to take it in, they'll follow me. So I've gone viral for like random things. I went viral for one time running in New York City, and I slipped on my boots, and it did like 1 million overnight.
Oh shit.
Stuff
set in New York City does really well too.
Yeah,
I feel like we talked to a guy a few weeks ago, Joseph Dubé, who lives here. He's like a musician, comedian dude, and he had a viral TikTok. And this first viral TikTok was like one that it wasn't his most proud one, obviously. You know, it was kind of embarrassing, or like it was just like a shit post basically. But like over time, he like gained basically a following from that, but people just expected that from him when he was like trying to put his music out or like comedy out, and it's like,
so it's tough.
Yeah, they expect that one thing from you once you feed them that. How's that been hard for you to get them to transition over to like Instagram or other stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you look at my likes compared to my following, it's disgusting. Like it'll make you yak. But like I feel like a lot of people realize that I'll go viral for one thing and I have no interest in it, but I'll go viral for another thing. And I went viral, like my most proud video, it wasn't crazy viral, but it was just me telling a story. I think it was on Thanksgiving about how like I had to go get a turkey for my mom, and like I made a ring out of like a bottle cap or whatever.
Oh, nice.
And it was just me talking, and people seemed to like it. And I think I got like 20,000 followers that day. And I was like, if I just do more of this, then people will follow me for me. And I tried doing that, and I grew more over time. But I still wanted to have that fashion side to it because I just love the fashion community on TikTok. They're all like super chill over there. So I wanted to try to balance it out. But I do find it weird how like if you go viral for one thing, that's all people want to see, and they don't care about you. So like, but that's the internet though.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, over time you'll get the people that you want. And all that.
It takes time though.
I was gonna ask, do you pay attention to like the costumes in movies a lot and shows or shit like that?
Yeah, I feel like more recently, not as much, but a lot of, especially during quarantine, like my main fashion inspiration was like early 2000s, like horror movies.
Nice.
Like Resident Evil.
Okay.
We got what is it? Like Silent Hill, like even the video game, Silent Hill, Resident Evil. Oh, what's the other one? It's like it's like that same era of just action thriller movies from like the early 2010s.
There's definitely a moment in time, a genre.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just like kind of gothic, kind of.
No, that's interesting.
Yeah, I just feel like that
slightly like retro.
Yeah, that era of outfits were just fire, and I feel like it came back a little with like the Y2K type of thing, and yeah. Oh, Underworld. There we go. Underworld.
Okay.
Underworld. The way they just dress in like their leather and all like the extra straps and everything. I don't know. I was just like, bro, like that's fine. Like I would wear every fit they wore in those.
That is sick.
I'd wear it to this day.
I gotta check that out. Actually, that sounds interesting.
I over quarantine, I just rewatched all those. Blade, the Blade trilogy. I love Marvel movies, and once Blade comes to MCU, it's clipped.
Nice.
But yeah, shout out to them.
Do you like sketch your clothes designs at all, or is that not really how it works with you?
I can't really draw.
Yeah, neither can I, dude. I draw for shit. I wish I could so bad.
No, really. If I wish I could do two things perfectly, it'd be draw and skateboard. I've been skateboarding since I was like 8. I can maybe land a tray flip if I'm like on Adderall and really lucky, but I'm not the best at it, but I have a damn good time doing it.
How do you think the like skating community has influenced your style or sensibility in that sense? Sensibility.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the skating community, as much as people love wearing skate attire, I don't really. You
don't get much from it.
Yeah. I feel like it hasn't changed at all since like the 90s. Like nothing's really pushing it forward. It's like every other community kind of morphed a little bit. I might sound completely crazy. I'm sorry, but in my opinion, I feel like other things do. Like even basketball, people wearing like how like the shorts went lower and then higher and lower, and like it changes over time. People have been wearing the same baggy pants in Vans since 1995. Like I feel like it hasn't gotten too different.
Yeah, it seems like they're almost just trying to capture that moment in time with that nostalgia and just repackage it and sell it a lot of times, and it can seem just disingenuous, I guess.
Exactly. I mean, it looks good. I mean, maybe they don't have to change it because it looks fine. You can wear it. It's timeless. But I feel like no one's really pushing it crazy forward.
Yeah, you could. There's room to push it. You know what I mean? For sure. So like, do you? I've like already asked you so many of the questions I thought I have for you. Freaking, we're not even 30 minutes in. That's awesome.
I talk kind of quick.
Yeah. So freaking, if you have any goals for like your career, do you want to like start a fashion brand or like keep designing clothes and grow that, or like?
Yeah, I mean, I like seeing people enjoy what I enjoy, and I feel like that's when I kind of started this little Gaslight t-shirt brand. Okay. But the initial like goal of it was just to learn how to sell clothes, because I want to make my own brand eventually, but I don't want to like fuck it. Like I want to make sure I know exactly how to sell clothes, market it, and like I want to have my own silhouettes. Like I have visions. Like I have different pieces from like all throughout media I've watched, from like 1950s westerns to like horror movies that I was talking about from the early 2010s. Like I kind of want to mix all these elements into my own brand, but I feel like I don't want to rush into it and like mess it up. But I feel like I just need to master the art of marketing and selling, and then I can get into that.
That makes sense. But you don't want to put the cart before the horse. And,
exactly. Because I've seen like a bunch of streetwear brands do it, but I feel like they're all kind of morphing into one. Like I've seen the Rhinestone hoodies, I've seen the anime girls in the front, and I just don't want to make a streetwear brand. I want to make like a proper new silhouette, new patterns, new threads into something that like people can wear and like you'll recognize that that's not just a streetwear brand. But we'll see.
You have a lot of rings on your fingers. So do you have any like special ones or stories behind any of them?
Every single ring I wear has a unique story. And so where do I start? Okay, so this Louis Vuitton ring.
Nice.
I got it on Christmas Day back in 2019, and I have really obese fingers. Like finding rings is damn near a treasure hunt.
Dang.
But I got this one on Christmas, and I put it on right before we were about to eat breakfast. And I like thanked my mom. I was like, yo, you're the best. And we grubbed, and my fingers just stretched. I guess I ate a lot of food, and I got stuck on my hand. And I was like, bro, what do I do? And we spent the whole entire day going on YouTube trying to find ways to pull it off, like with strings, with butter, with Vaseline, with fish oil. And like it just wasn't coming off. So I was like, what do I do? And they're like, yo, you got to go to the hospital. And I was like, tough. So we went to the ER, waited there for like 9 hours because like everyone eats too much on
Oh my God, that's
on
hilarious.
Christmas, and everyone wants to have a heart attack.
That's so funny.
So there's like a bunch of
In
people
New York,
there.
like
It was not
oh my
fun.
God.
And I like had a cousin who worked there too, and she was like, "Oh, we can get you in quick, in and out." Lied, but we were yeah. So we go there, and they're like, "Yo, we're gonna have to cut it off." And I was like, "Bro, what? I just got it. Like, you can't just like pull harder." So they had to cut it off, and like you can kind of see like where they cut it, and they cut it like right on the back of it, like right there. And yeah, they took it off, and then I got it fixed. I got it like the metal in between, like reforged, but it kind of rusted over time because I guess the air got into it or whatever, so it looks kind of vintage.
That yeah, I was gonna
just a
say it looks
story.
almost like it's a relic or something. Which is
Yeah,
cool.
it looks and it's like not even like a real circle, but it kind of fits on my hand like perfectly now.
Nice on the knuckle.
Yeah, like right over, even though this finger's been through hell, but I don't know. Now it's like a story.
That's sick. What was it like growing up in New York for you? Like
Yeah, well, I grew up in Westchester, which is like
Okay.
20 minutes from the city. It's kind of like the best of both worlds. We kind of got to do like some city stuff and all like the suburban hood rat shit. But I went to the city. Like I feel like more in like high school because you kind of grow out of it. But I'm so glad I got to live in like a suburban area because I feel like having the best of both worlds. Like there's nothing like a nice house party when your friends' parents aren't there.
Exactly.
But there's nothing like 2013 Soho where everyone's wearing crazy things and like everyone's trying to become someone. I don't know. It was just like the best of both worlds. But
That sounds ideal.
I feel like if I like ever have like a family, I definitely want to live in like the New York area. I feel like it's just always pushing new stuff and like you never get looked at for what you wear because everyone's got their own style. And I've never seen a place like it. So
Yeah, our like I said earlier, our friend or co-host Isaiah is in New York right now visiting, and he's probably gonna not want to leave. You know what I mean? Like, and
yeah. I
because
feel like you got to be there for a while to really see everything. There's a lot to
oh
do
yeah,
in New York.
exactly. And I mean, especially coming from Charleston, like it's there's stuff happening in Charleston, but it's very limited, and you know what I mean. Like you can go through it all very quickly.
It's definitely growing though. I feel like it depends on who you hang out with because Charleston alone is a very different place. Like I feel like in New York, you can go by yourself and you can have a grand old time. I feel like in Charleston, like you kind of want to be around. You got to kind of find a community of like young people doing stuff, or else you're just gonna find yourself walking in a park with a bunch
Straggling,
of old people.
being sad.
Buying overpriced food.
Yeah,
Stuff like that. But I don't know. I feel like New York is just. I feel like everyone's got to at least visit, if not live there, for like a little bit, just to experience like a fast-paced way of life.
the last time I visited was when I was like in 8th grade, so I definitely am
gotta come
overdue
back.
for getting back. Yeah,
We'll
definitely.
get lit.
Since I've become an adult.
Yeah, no, you gotta come back as an adult.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's a lot to do, especially like last summer, like right when COVID ended. I've never seen like New York like that. Like everyone was outside being treachy, like it was just lit.
That makes sense.
Like no one cared. It was just like
They're like, let's go.
2019. No, yeah, it was
no limits.
It was a blast. But
That's sick. Do you have any designs or like brewing or anything in the future that you're working on, do you think? Or?
I have a hat that I'm gonna come out with maybe. I think I
fuck
put
yeah.
it on my Instagram story.
Okay.
If I'm able to find it.
This is an Apple Juice for 2 exclusive if it's not on your story.
I posted it for I think a few hours to see if people were rocking with it. Damn,
We'll do a
where
little
is it?
sample, a little market
Yeah.
research.
I'm going for like a movie theme because I already told you my love of movies.
Dude, that is actually sick. It looks like a VHS cover or like the title of something like that.
Yeah, the inspo was from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is the Westchester Gaslight Massacre, starring Baguette with the new Kiss logo
Oh
as
my
the
god.
B.
I love that.
Yeah.
That is sick. I love the whole like parroting or I guess just that like cinema or like show business stuff, like Hollywood stuff like that. Like that's so
Yeah, I've always been a fan of movies. I don't really like TV shows as much. Like they don't really take their time, but movies you're limited to like 2.5 hours. You got to get it like what's in there.
yeah.
And like I don't know, horror movies have just always got me.
Huh. I need to get more into like the older horror movies. Like I've seen Sounds of the Lambs and like The Exorcist and the important ones or whatever, but like sure there's some niche ones that I
Even like some of the ones that came out not too long ago, like the Conjuring series. There's some that like
okay.
it's like they're building like a universe. Like it's not crazy like the MCU, but it's like They have like an Annabelle movie that connects to The Conjuring. And then you have my favorite movie, The Conjuring 2. When I was in London, I dragged my friends over to The Conjuring 2 house to like where they filmed it just because like I love that movie more than I love myself sometimes. And I don't know, horror movies just get me.
Yeah. What's your favorite place abroad that you...
Definitely London.
London? What
London to live, but the favorite place that I've been is Croatia.
Yeah.
Croatia's
what's
crazy.
What about that? Just like
it's just like
the weather and stuff, or
it's like how can I describe Croatia? Croatia to Europe, or at least what I saw, to like Spain and some places in Europe is like it felt like the Jersey Shore was to like New York and New Jersey. Like people just go there to get lit, and turn up.
Wow.
And no one's gonna see what you're doing. Like you can just go there, have fun.
What happens there stays there.
Take your side piece. Yeah, like it's just it's just we were just there cliff jumping at 9 a.m. drinking God knows what, getting drunk, and I just feel like it was just like nothing really mattered. Like it was just like a whole vibe. The currency is like $1 USD to like 14 of them little things. I don't even know what they're called. I'm not sure to be disrespectful. I don't know what the money's called.
That is epic. I mean, no, honestly, that makes it fun. Like you can just go splurge.
And it was just a vibe, and yeah, I just feel like I didn't even know what it was. Like I just got out of class. It was like a Monday. I was in London, and I just got out of class, and like my roommate came up to me. He's like, "Yo, you want to go to Croatia for the weekend?" And I was like, I don't even know what that means. I don't know what Croatia is. And he was like, yo, it's like a city. We're going to go to Vienna. Then we're going to take the train to Croatia. I was like, fuck. Like, all right, we out. And like in Vienna was chill. I got a weird story in Vienna. We almost got robbed because I left the door open.
Oh, shit. What happened with there?
We got like we Airbnb'd everything in Europe. And we had like an Airbnb in Vienna. And like, I'm always pranking people. Like, I'm a troll. Like, that's what I do. Like, I pranked my grandma. I would put... Like when she would ask for water at home, I'd like fill it to the top, like so there'd be like a meniscus because her hands would shake just so it would spill on her. I know it sounds mean, but she would laugh about it. But anyway, I would like in Vienna, they left the door unlocked or something. They're like, "Yo, can you go lock it?" And I was like, "Yeah," but I was like, "How can I troll them?" So like I went to the front door, I just left it wide open, and I took like I think I took one of their bags that like we had because like a group of us in Vienna, and I like hid it in the bathroom to make it look like someone broke in and took their bags. And then like I did that, and then like I went back in the room and I was like, bro, you're not gonna believe this, like the door's open and I don't know if something's missing. And they were all like freaking out, like, oh my gosh, like why would you do that? Why would you do that? And then like I showed them, I gave them the bag, I was like, aha, very funny. But then the next day we come back and like the same thing happened, but the door was open. But I didn't want to like freak them out because if they would have heard that, yo, there's like someone who actually like is consistently breaking into our house, then like it'll be a problem. So I told them it was me. Like I was like, oh yeah, I just pranked you guys again. But that second time it was not me. I'm telling them now for the first time. The second time the door was open, I wasn't the one who opened it. Someone actually did break into the house. But we're all fine now.
It's a little spooky.
Yeah, it was just weird how like someone was in our house while we were there.
It feels eerie.
Yeah.
What do you like about London that makes you feel like you could live there, do you think?
It's very similar to New York in the fact how like, I mean, New York has 5 boroughs. London has like 30. And I feel like every borough has its own little vibe to it. And I just like how you can just escape one area of the city and be like in a whole different zone. Like they have like Greenwich in London is like a kind of suburban. They have like fields. And then you have like Soho in London where like all like the fashion stuff is going on. And I like just being able to just bounce around. I feel like you don't get that in a lot of places in America or anywhere really. Like I like public transportation. I love it. I don't like I love driving, but I hate traffic.
Dude, so, it's not the way. It is not the way.
I love cars. I love my car, but I would sell it and go to London in a heartbeat. I'm not gonna lie.
Fucking for real, yeah. We need to get some bus action going on or some subways or whatever. Yeah,
like I love subways. I would fall asleep on subways and wake up in sketchy areas. But I'd rather fall asleep on a subway and wake up in a sketchy area than fall asleep in traffic and wake up dead. So
yeah, exactly. And that's the cool thing about Europe is like you can get everywhere really fast and shit.
Because they have like trains, like Europe's like mentality is not so focused on
itself
air flight.
Or whatever, like.
Yeah, itself or air. Like America wants people to take planes so bad. Like they go out of their way to shove planes in our mouth. Oh, you want to go to DC? That's 5 hours away. Oh, take a flight for $100 rather than take a train because we're not going to build any fast trains that can bring you there in 3 hours. We're going to shove a flight so you go to security, play tag, all this. But I feel like if we had trains like how they do it in Europe, this would be a different country.
Yeah, or even like in the Asian countries.
Yeah,
like
they have their
Japan and
bullet
shit.
trains down packed. You can get across zip zap. But here they just want to take planes so bad. I don't get it.
Well, that's about all I got. Is there anything you want to add? Anything you want to say before we close out?
Podcasts are nice. I don't really got much to say. I feel like I
Nice.
talked a lot, but
Yeah, I feel like we covered a lot.
We did.
We did a good job.
100%.
Well, thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks
I
for having
appreciate
me.
it once again. It was a good talk.
For sure. Take it easy.
Absolutely.